Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Brad Pedovich here with a quick update on your Tuesday. We're watching possibly some tropical development in the Gulf of Mexico. Probably not going to be a big deal for intensity, but boy, this could be a big rainmaker for the Gulf Coast and areas to our south. Let me get right to the details on what's going on here. You can see we've got this weak area of low pressure trying to develop here in the southern Gulf of Mexico, the Bay of Campeche. It is trying to ramp up today. You can actually see a low-level circulation forming there. And the Hurricane Center gives it about a 30% chance of development over the next couple of days. And that's the key part. This is going to happen in the next 2 days, or it's not going to happen at all because it's going to start merging with the cold front here before too long. And I'll kind of widen the view out here. You can see we've got two tropical systems on the other side of Mexico in the eastern Pacific. Some of that moisture could influence this, but it's really this low right here and a stalled front over the Gulf of Mexico and Florida. That's where we're going to see the bulk of this activity. So this area down in here is going to see something form and then move off in this general direction, but likely staying just to the south of the Carolinas. Let me quickly show you the spaghetti plots. These are this morning's runs. You could see all of them kind of moving off to the north and east. And even though there's a couple that spray it to the north, the majority, honestly, are sitting here in the Panhandle, Florida, and northern parts of Florida, southern Georgia. If you look closely, these times, 48 hours. So this is the next 2 days. It's going to be somewhere in here in the next 2 days, 2 to 3 days, and then it's pretty much out of here. Intensity-wise, yeah, nothing's really bullish on forecasting this to go very strong. Some up to minimal tropical storm, but this looks like even if it's a weak tropical storm or a disturbance, the impacts are going to be primarily rain, and that rain is going to be the big story with this system. So let's take a look at kind of where this thing's going to unfold and kind of move up to the north and east. So we'll go to the wider view here, showed some of the global guidance here. This is the American model, just for reference, everybody. See the low pressure there? There's our hurricane over in the eastern Pacific. Notice the moisture even from that system getting kind of entrained or pulled into this low. But this is the main action. What you got to understand is there is a stalled front in here. You've got this tropical system and maybe some disturbance. This is all going to ride along this front and really drive a lot of this moisture. You can see as it begins to move northeast, this is tomorrow morning. Things already cranking up. So this happens pretty quick. So this is tomorrow, Wednesday at 5 p.m. This is all going to happen in the next 2 days. As everything kind of ramps up. And look at all that moisture. Now, we might get the glancing blow here. I really think this is primarily going to be to our south, but I do have a chance of rain on Thursday. That's probably going to be generally in that 20 to 30% range. But you notice the further south you go, the higher the rain chance. Now, we'll have to watch this gradient because there's going to be a pretty tight gradient where there's a whole bunch of rain here and just nothing up here. So where that sets up, is it the state line, the North Carolina, South Carolina border? It's going to be hard to tell. I mean, honestly, I don't like to see tropical systems, but this could be a good thing because this is the kind of soaking rain you need. It's not a strong system. It's not going to be sitting over us, causing a lot of flash flooding, and it's moving quickly enough that this could be a nice soaker if it would get further north. It's going to help South Carolina, but for North Carolina and Western North Carolina up into Virginia, not as much. And you can see by early on Thursday, it's already pushing east and then exits the region fairly quickly. So let's go back and recap that. This happens quick, okay? You know, this is going to be tonight at 11 p.m. By tomorrow morning, it's there, south of the mouth of the Mississippi River. And then by Thursday, it's already pushing off to the east. And by Friday, it's gone. Now, where's our rain chances going to come from in the Carolinas? It's actually this low pressure system over the plains. That dives down to the southeast. So as we go into Thursday night, we get a chance to dry out briefly Thursday night. And I think even Friday's, there's going to be rain, probably some sprinkles around, but not a ton. I mean, it looks pretty light right now, Friday. This is through the afternoon. But as we go into Saturday morning, you start to see that front move in here, and then it pushes out fairly quickly. So our best rain chances probably are going to be Friday night into early Saturday morning. The system tends to be picking up some speed in the last couple of runs. So if you're looking for rain chances in the Charlotte area and North Carolina region, it's probably primarily going to be Friday night into Saturday morning. For areas of South Carolina South, probably going to be more Wednesday and Thursday because of that first system. But you can see that front right there gets here pretty quickly on Saturday and then drives off to the east and dries us out, but also begins to cool us down. Just a quick look, we'll look at the precipitation forecast here. And again, this is going to go through 7 days. You can see all of this heavy rain to the south. I'll zoom in on the Charlotte area real quickly. And again, not real optimistic for a ton of rain here. We'll look at North Carolina wider, and you can see Boy, this really is from Columbia south. You probably have the best chance of a couple of inches. Here, we're going to be lucky to get a quarter to a half an inch. So it's not a drought buster, but there is some rain on the way. And yes, it's because of a tropical disturbance of some kind coming up from the Gulf of Mexico.